Sup, you cheeky bastards that I call an audience. Hello. Part 2 to left, it goes Arkham Knight. Y'all, as usual, been requesting that I do this. Anywho, when we last left off, Shota beat the crap out of Izumi. So, now, let's go to class the next day. Aizawa talks about the sports festival and how in 2 weeks it'll commence. And Deku says, okay. Alright. Everyone leaves. They all go to the place that they live, Izuku's house. Like, legit, they go to this nigga's house. Because if you watch part 1, you already remember that nigga. That nigga. And you. Yeah. There we go. Anywho, so or no, everybody else, they leave to go shopping to get weights and like decorations for their room and like go to their houses and get stuff. But Deku and Shota, they both go, and Deku, he goes into his room and he takes the suit off so it's back in spine mode. She walks in. Well, she took a shower. And, like, she walks into his room on accident. Naked. Boobs out. Thicker than a Snicker. Boobs bigger than Rias's from high school DxD. But yeah, also, can we all agree that high school DxD season 4 fucking ruined it? Can we all agree on that? The art style, just the art style ruined it. Anyhow, so she sits on the bed, still not knowing that it's Deku's room, because Deku, he went into like a different room, and he walks in and he sees her naked, and he says, Shota, what are you doing in my room? And she says, huh? I thought this was my room. And he says, nope. This one's mine. And she says, well, you're mine, so this is technically my room, correct? And he says, correct, but also incorrect. And she says, in what way? And he says, because I technically own you. And then, like, she looks down at him. She sees a 14. She's like, I would not be able to take that. And he says, oh, I know, but you will. And she says, huh? That's abuse. He says, abuse my ass. That ain't nothing. Just wait till I get hard. And she's like, oh God. And he says, yes, oh God, indeed. But, she started giving head. Best head in the world, by the way. Like, she freezes it a little. Like, just like a little bit. Just like a small line. And he's just like, crud. That's hot. Like, not hot as in like, ouch, ouch, hot, hot. As in, my God, that's sexy kind of hot. But yeah. But, she gave head. Giving that good blowjob. Then she gave him a boob job. And then a hand job, which, let's all be honest, a hand job is the kicks of all cereals. Like, let's be honest. It's horrible, and yet girls think we want it, which occasionally we do. But it's either A, we're high when we want it, or B, it's the third night. It's the third date night. Like, legit. Like, it's kind of weird. But, then he says, "You ready for me to stick it in?" And she says, "Yeah." After coming the previous 4 times, he shoves it in. 7 inches are still sticking out. But, like, legit, the tip's already, like, halfway in her womb. Like, if it were to go in any deeper, she would start bleeding. And he says, "Maximum." And just go boom. And she's just like, ah. By the way, if any girls and or guys somehow get it off to my sex scenes, like, if y'all niggas, like, jack off to this, 1, that's kind of weird, and 2, how? Like, legit, I don't even think I have that good of a voice. Like, it's my voice, and I don't even think it's that good. Like, have you met me? But, yeah. So, she's just riding, taking the pain. He cream. She legit, just beautiful thing. And he says, "I love you." And she says, "I love you too." And she's like laying down on him. Mina, she knocks and opens the door. And she sees, bada bang, bada pow, her naked and his dick. Like, legit. And she says, "I'll leave." And he says, "Nah, what you want?" And she says, "To have sex." And he says, "Come here." Boom, 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 boom. Dog. Her pussy just gripping his dick. Like, legit. It just grips it. And he's just like, bang, 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 bang. Like, full throttle. And she's like moaning. Like, she's like super loud. But it don't matter to this nigga. Like, have you met this nigga? If his girl is moaning, minor. Like, it's not that big of an issue. Okay? But, and so, yeah. They finish. They clean up. And, like, he kisses me on the forehead. She leaves. And Shota, she says, "So am I gonna be thrown out?" And he says, "No." Give me a second, what's this lady want? Anyhow, so he says, "I would marry you and nobody else, Shota. It's quite simple. I've loved you since I was in middle school. I'd never leave you. Okay."
Are we done? Let me know in the chat. Jocelyn's the only one that told me she was finished.
To answer the question. So let's return to our story problem and remind ourselves of what the question was.
Write out the sentence.
How long did the winner take?
Anyhow,
This number, 31 and 7
she
represents the amount of
laughs
time
and cries a little, and he
to finish
says,
the race. So we
"Don't
can
cry,
say
Shota.
the winner
If you were to cry,
took
I'd kill everybody in the room,
Jaden Shaw, let me
and
see
then
your
myself."
what unit were we counting the race in? Minutes. 31 and 7, 12.
But,
Minutes.
during the rest of the 2 weeks,
Finish.
he trains Edro. Well, Edro is Kirishima's real name, but, so he trains with Kirishima, Kaminari,
We have to take our solution back into the context of
Zero,
the story.
basically like all the guys, that gets all their quirks up. Kirishima can use Unbreakable. Kaminari has this thing called Thunder God's Armor,
Go to number 2.
which he electrifies his fists, his legs, basically his entire body.
John used 1 3/4
And if you touch it,
to melt the ice on his sidewalk.
it's
He then used
bye-bye.
3 4/5 kilograms.
But, yeah.
If he
So,
originally bought 10 kilograms of salt,
Deku,
how much does he have left?
he just
Let's
looks
read the problem again a second time. John used 1 3/4 kilograms of salt to melt the ice on his sidewalk.
just a little happy.
He then used another 3 4/5 kilograms.
And they say, "Yay, you're happy."
If
And
he
he says,
originally bought 10 kilograms of salt,
and they
how
say,
much does he
"You're
have
happy."
left?
Tell me what I need to box. Circle. Let's see. Who can tell me? Go ahead, Stevie.
In a box, then
My back hurts.
which is 1
But,
3/4, 3 4/5, and 10 kg.
Anywho, so, sports festival. He's wearing this.
Make sure you do your draw, solve, and
Everybody else gets to wear a piece of equipment. from their hero suits. His hero suit is like legit just one thing, so you can't use his guns
I'd like you to pause the video
or
and see if you
anything
can draw a
else.
tape diagram to represent the story.
Sadly,
Come on back.
but
How'd you do?
Tell me what
he
How we gonna draw? Tell me what to draw, Jocelyn. What
just
am I gonna draw?
he gets first place in a race, cavalry battle. He just flies up and stays in the air
Originally.
with the thruster that's on the suit.
10 kilograms.
Alright,
So we're gonna put that above
versus
our
battles.
tape diagram,
So,
right? This
Shinzo
says
and
he
Monoma,
used 1 3/4
they say,
kilograms of salt to melt the ice on his sidewalk. So I'm going to
hey,
split my tape diagram and
stupid
show 1 3/4
villain in 1A.
sidewalk.
How about you fight all of Class 1B?
Then he used another
We'll show you what heroes are.
4/5
And he says,
on the driveway.
fine.
Then we want to figure out how much he has
1B,
I see a lot of
support
people not
course,
doing it. A lot of people moving
and
to walk
theory
up.
course.
About to do this on your own.
All of
Tape
you
diagram yet.
against
I'm actually gonna
me.
draw it and think aloud in front of you.
So
It's
they're like,
completely fine with your tape
all
diagram.
of them niggas?
As long as it helps you
Nigga,
understand the
you might get
relationships
hurt.
between the numbers in the story, it helps you to solve. You're in good shape.
1A is just like,
So the first
nope,
part of the story tells
them
us
niggas
that
is the
John
ones that's
used
gonna
1
get hurt.
3/4 kilograms of salt
Like, just,
to melt the ice on
that
the
nigga
sidewalk.
can't feel pain for
By
one,
drawing the unit
and two.
of 1 3/4.
uh,
It then tells us that he used another 5 kilograms on the driveway. So I'm going to draw another unit
so,
of 3
Deku.
And the story then tells us that if he originally bought 10 kilograms
He
of
just-
salt, how much does that add up? So in other words, this is the part that he used. This is another part that he
So,
originally
their strategies are mainly like
10 kilograms.
them going in from like all sides, trying to flank,
And we're trying to find the value
defeat him.
of what he has. Remaining.
Because the only way that they can win is either A, they defeat him,
This is what John used on his driveway.
or
This
B,
is how much John had to begin with. 10 kilograms. And this is what remains.
they
So there's the tape diagram that I drew to represent the story.
make it to where he
So
can't
now
move
we use our
anymore.
tape diagram to help us write a number sentence. Define
How many have that tape diagram written like this?
And Monoma, he copies Shinzo's quirk, and he says,
Victoria, are you in? Alrighty.
that
What
Shota
about you,
chick,
Bryce? What about you?
she's pretty
See, a
cool.
lot of
She's
those
pretty
who are
sexy.
name calling, you really doing some good participation.
I think I'll take her for my own. And I'll make her ride the 9.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
Deku, he hears this.
of the unknown.
And like Shota, she heard this.
If we know the value
And she was like mad.
total,
And like Deku,
parts, we don't
he fully popped off. He said, anger, rage,
That's right.
hatred,
We can find the value of the unknown unit by taking 10.
all of
subtracting
you,
from it this part,
including me,
1 3/4. Subtracting
will
the
all
other,
merge into one emotion, one personality,
and that'll tell us the value
just for a
of this
little
unknown
while.
unit. But
And
again,
they say,
similar to our last
agreed,
rather than
let's kill the
Pay
bastard.
attention.
can't we
And
combine
he says,
these two
good
parts
idea.
and subtract their sum?
Let's do it.
This problem is just like the problem before that.
And
What
like,
you do is combine the units. So
his
just
muscles
write N
get
minus
bigger.
parentheses, put 1 3/4 minus 3
And like he gets taller.
to solve the problem. Go ahead, Darius. Go ahead.
9-1.
Jocelyn. All right.
And
so what I
then
want you to do is go ahead and rewrite
he just
N
launches
as
towards
N
all of
minus N
1B
parentheses,
and the support course and all of them.
minus 3 4/5.
He just launches at him.
Solve it just like you did the first one.
He just,
You can tell me your answer in chat.
hold on. howitzer, machine gun Bruce. Boom, 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 boom. And then he creates electricity. He goes into his form of unbreakable, which is hard. Like, it's hard as fuck. It cannot be broken whatsoever. And then,
In other words, we can say that 10, that this expression is equal to 10 minus the sum.
and then he says times 1 million.
You can handle the rest. What I'd like you to do
Basically,
make life
he's
easy.
beating ass left and right, my nigga.
To find your answer.
He throws Monoma up into the air.
Write a
He
statement.
slams him down. He kicks him.
Alright, do all that.
Catches him by the
So you're
throat.
solving it and you're writing a statement. Thank you,
Snaps
Jocelyn.
his
You're
fucking
doing
neck.
awesome today. You still
And uses the nigga like a
Stevie,
nunchuck to beat the
I'm gonna
crap
say
out of
something
everybody
in the
else.
chat, as well as paying
Breaking
attention.
all of Monoma's bones.
Victoria.
And then
Alright, I think you're
throwing
writing
him
Are you writing
down at
So we're gonna give,
Shinzo.
a choice today.
And Shinzo's
Or I'm
leg
gonna
breaks.
give them and tell them what
He
to
says, another nunchuck. Just hitting niggas with it. Boom, boom, boom. And, like, the last couple of niggas that are left, they, like, cower in fear. And, like, he's just stomping on them. And he's just, like, blind rage. Like, where you see white eyes. So, like, whitish bluish eyes. They turned red
I don't know if I
and
can zoom in,
blared.
Miley. You may have to
Like,
make yours,
blaring red.
spotlight.
Like, ain't you
Let me see
funny?
if I can unspotlight me. And maybe then you can look
But,
at it.
yeah.
Stevie?
Why didn't you turn it into addition?
Because if you subtract it, you couldn't take 1 3/4 minus 3.
Anywho. So,
You take 3 from 1? No. So you
Deku.
just go ahead and add it instead of subtract.
he's just in a blind frenzy. Like,
So he can get like units. and
there is
be able
nothing
to
that could stop him right
do what
now.
he needs to do.
Except for one thing. And nobody knows what that one thing is. So, like, All Might, he says, ha, I knew you were a villain.
Alrighty.
And they say, really, nigga? Really? While he's fucking popping off. And he says, yes. Got a problem? And they say, well, maybe you should go down there and fix it. So, he goes down there. He's nothing. And so, like, all the pro heroes, like, all of them come down and, like, they're trying to stop him and, like, pull him off. Because, like, he was still beating the ever-living shit out of Monoma.
I'm listening.
And, like, Recovery Girl, she's like, oh, God, I'm gonna have a buttload of work. Like, thanks for killing them all. Now I have to deal with them.
Did you add or you subtracted?
But,
You got the answer right the first time. You were
Deku,
right. So, Jocelyn, your first answer was correct.
he just,
Let's continue to work.
Take a moment to compare your work to mine. Again, it's okay. The steps you took are a little bit different from mine.
blind frenzy. And then Shota, she comes up behind him and hugs him. And he stops.
Did you take that answer of 4 9/20ths and put it back into the context of the story and answer the question? John has 4
And
9/20ths kilograms.
he collapses.
30 units of salt left.
And bada bing, bada boom, you got a short part. Bye, cliffhanger.
To independent practice.
Basically, I have to do school stuff. Don't worry.
Here's your assignment for today.
You'll get a part
Show
3.
me what